for letting me come by.
Thanks for letting me come.
Okay, guys, so I'm here with Caitlin Barlow and Kathryn Thomas.
Hi!
From Teachers on TV Land and also the Katydids. They are a group of 6 ladies who write, and I'll interview with them and go from there. So thank you guys again so much for doing the interview. I really, really appreciate it. I didn't know that Teachers was actually a web series before it became a show on TV Land. So I actually went back and watched some of the ones you had posted on your website, and it was hilarious. Like, it is so funny. And then the first episode, last week's episode, I think it was, the very first episode it just had me dying laughing.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I watched it at work, and so I was like laughing at work.
Good. Nothing like an anal bleaching joke.
I know.
It's on the boss's good side.
So it's so much fun, and I can't wait. There's a new episode today, right?
Yeah, tonight at 10:30, 9:30 Central.
Yes, I cannot wait to see it. So I have some questions for you that I came up with after watching the show and kind of looking on the website and getting some information on you guys. So I just want to know, what has the response been from the show? I know it's only been one episode, but what kind of response have you gotten?
I mean, overall, we've gotten awesome response. I'm not sure if you've read any of our reviews, but the vast majority of our reviews have been really, really positive. We're super stoked about that. And then, we already have almost 40,000 likes on Facebook, and only one episode's been aired. So it's overall has been such a positive response.
That's awesome. Well, I'm one of the likes too, so. So how did you, as I mentioned, it was a web series before the show. So how did you guys come up with the overall concept of the Teacher show?
Sure. So we started writing the web series actually 4 years ago this month. We were living in Chicago. He's a casting director now. He's doing a lot of commercial directing. His name's Matt Miller. We had talked about doing a project with him, and it wasn't a good fit. He came to us and said, hey, I heard 2 radio things. He had read an article and heard a piece on the radio that week. One saying that teachers were in the top 5 most admired professions, and then another saying that teachers were in the top 5 most adulterous. So there was something really funny about that dichotomy of like adulterous and gossip ridden and admired. And also he said, you guys all kind of look like Midwestern teachers.
Huge compliment.
Huge compliment to us. It's the nicest thing anyone said to us. And so we thought, that's a great idea. So then we started playing around with that world, figured out that elementary school was a good place for us as opposed to high school, because elementary kids are super honest. Everything's in front of small children. And then we went from there. We created our characters and wrote the web series.
Awesome. Okay. So is there any similarities between your character that you play on the show and yourself?
Yes. So my character is this like super bleeding heart liberal, wants to save the world, super crunchy, super idealistic. And that kind of is like me. I was a 4th grade teacher in Chicago, and I became a teacher because I wanted to save the world, essentially. And I think when I got in the classroom, I realized, you can't actually save the world. You can help these children, but you're not going to save the world. And so my character is kind of how I was before I became a little jaded.
Okay.
And then my character, when I was writing my character, I really thought no one understood her. And so I took that and I said, well, what if this character never grew out? What if I never grew out of that? So I was, 30 and still thought, I had to write bad poetry to express myself and thought no one understood me and wore too much Black eyeliner. So I just loved playing with the idea of making fun of myself when I was 15.
Okay. All right. So actually I was going to touch on that. Caitlin, you were an actual teacher in top 4th grade. in Chicago and English in Japan. Is that right?
Yes, you got
Good
it.
research.
I try. Okay, so what was, and I know you talked about it a little bit. So I mean, like English in Japan, like what was that? What was that like?
Oh my gosh, it was like one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was 22. I just graduated college. The economy was really bad, and so I thought, well, it's either move home with my parents or this amazing experience. Awesome. I mean, it was so bizarre. I mean, Japan I love it so much, but it's like so different from the United States. So yeah, it was a great learning opportunity.
And she did comedy in Japan. She
Oh,
did
really?
some improv in Japan too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. I feel like it kind of sharpened my physical comedy skills a little bit because the audience didn't know what I was saying. Oh, did you lose us? Oh.
I think there's a delay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that I think there was a delay, so I kind of got that late.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was like quiet. You looked like you were listening, and then you were like,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think there's a delay, so if I look like I'm doing something crazy, I'm sorry.
you're actually like watching another YouTube video. That's okay.
Okay, so, Kathryn, you were actually nominated for Best Supporting Actress in 2012 in the Gold Coast Film Festival for the Teachers web series, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's like, so did you actually win, or were you just nominated?
No, I didn't win, but that's okay. I don't remember who. It was another improviser. It was like a Chicago improv festival, and Teachers, the web series, got put up, and they screened some episodes, and a few of the gals got nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and it's just super fun, I mean,
Yeah.
It was just, for me, that was just a great opportunity for the the web series to be seen some more.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I did win, but next time.
So, are there any other projects that you guys are working on besides the teacher show? Maybe individually or collectively as a group?
Yeah, actually, we've all kind of come out here in like waves, because we're all from Chicago. We all live in LA now, and the first 3 gals that came out here started working on writing a feature for the Katydids. So Katie Colleton, Kate Freeman, and Katie O'Brien are all working on a feature.
Oh, cool.
Shoot that one day, because that would be super dreamy. And then actually we sold a pilot script. We're working on a project with NBC. So not for us to be in, but for us to write and executive produce. So we've been writing that script as well. So we'll see what happens with that. And then hopefully we'll get a second season of Teachers.
Hopefully.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So how did the Katydids come about as being a group?
Well, so we actually started about 8 years ago. So if anyone calls us an overnight success, I'm like,
Oh no.
So I put the group together as kind of a joke because we all had the same name. I kept meeting all these really funny women named Kate or Katie, and just kind of as a joke, I was like, well, let's all do a show together, whatever. Together, and it kind of created this almost like a 7th voice when we all come together and put our
the hearts from, and then she was like, I'm Katie. And people don't believe us, but we're all actually Katies. It's really us, and we're all white girls. It's like, of course we're all Katies.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, because I did, when I looked on the website, I was like, okay, all their names are like, okay, cool.
We call each other by our last names. We're like a football team, It's like, Barlow, get in there. Freeman.
wondered that. I kind of wondered, you know, how do y'all...
Lambert, good enough. A lot of last names.
Okay. So I'll ask you that question already. So like besides your character, on the show, what other character do you like?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. I mean, there's something in all of them that I love. I think every girl, we're all so different. Every girl's character is so interesting and special, and we've been living with these characters for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so in love with all the characters. I mean, like Mary-Louise Bennigan kills me. Katie O'Brien's character, she's like the little sexually repressed religious one, and she just has these really incredibly weird, subtle things that she does, and sometimes not so subtle, but like just comedically so bizarre every single time. And we've been in the editing room watching these things thousands of times, and every time I laugh.
The scenes. So I don't know. You remember Hot Dad?
Yes.
Those scenes between Bennigan and Hot Dad were so fun to write because, just personally, I mean, those nights were packed, they're not very smooth with men, pretty awkward. So it was like really fun to kind of like, what would I do if I was like this character? It would just be like so awkward and describe this really hot man.
Yeah. I mean, all the characters have something so amazing. I think Kate Freeman's character, Feldman, she's such a bizarro character who, she's kind of hard to even describe. Have this kind of weirdness and this confidence in her weirdness that is so charming. I feel like I want to play every other character.
Yeah.
Every time I see all the girls, I'm like, that's so fun. I want to do that too. So.
Okay. All right. So, I think there was a delay. So are we caught up?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We're
okay.
I know. We're kind of going with it. You freeze and we're like, okay, let's just keep talking.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck is going on with the delay, so I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
So I have to know, because the first thing that had me like dying laughing was I don't remember the little girl's name. The one about the haircut.
Maggie's haircut?
Yes.
Yeah.
It had me like, I don't know what I was expecting, but like it just had me like dying laughing because of the haircut. So who I don't know if y'all remember, but like whose idea was that with the haircut?
I think that was Caitlin and O'Brien. I think that because they so how we work draft, and then as people writing one script would be just a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that those two are the first draft of the pilot, and I believe that joke was in the original pilot. Or
I think it was too.
Yeah,
I think so. Colleton, I think her mom's friend owns a salon, and her name is Doris, and I think there was some inspiration there. And so it was funny when we actually came to the point where we were actually putting the show. Filming it, because I think we were all kind of figuring out, like, well, when you see ant hair, what do you think when you think of ant hair?
Yeah.
And the majority of us all were thinking Kate Gosselin. Like funky haircut, but for 2000, and it all kind of landed on like a Kate Gosselin look, and we described it to the hair gal on set for the pilot, Katie Lucina, who's amazing, and she cut that wig for that little girl, and we walked in and saw it, and we're like, I mean, this is it. Yeah. This is it. I mean, this is it. It was a great gag.
It was hilarious. I think that was like one of the things that I just like laughed out loud at work, because it was just so funny. It was so funny. And I was like, oh my God, who thinks of that? But yeah, it's amazing overall. So with the show airing, I guess, do you guys find out like after the show's been aired for the first season if you get another season, or do you know how that works? No.
At any time. I mean,
okay.
Sometimes sometimes it happens after a couple. We kind of we're on the edge of our seats. Yeah. We're just gonna wait. But TV Land has been unbelievable. A bunch of, we all moved out to LA and kind of had our stereotypes of the business and network executives, and TV Land has been the most supportive, wonderfully family-like community that we could have been a part of. Mm-hmm. And they've encouraged us time and time again to follow our voices, which are weird and dark, and they love it. So we feel like we have a whole group of cheerleaders on our sides on the TV Land side. So, of course we're hoping for a second season, but our experience with them has been so unbelievably, it's beyond our wildest dreams.
Well, that's awesome. I like TV Land too. So
they're great. They're awesome. They're doing so much exciting programming.
Yeah,
and they're really just like letting the talent and do their thing. They're awesome.
Awesome. So, besides, the teacher show, so what are some favorite shows or programs that you like to watch? I know personally, I'll tell you, I like reality TV, so I watch like The Housewives. I do. I watch those. What else? I watch Golden Girls like every day. Yeah, even though I have the DVDs, I'll still watch them on TV. Yeah. So what other programs do you guys like?
Well, it's funny that you say that about reality TV because I write television for my job. When I come home, I just want to watch crap. Because if I watch something really good, I'll be tempted to analyze it or to predict what's going to happen next.
There's a delay.
Oh, there was. Sorry.
So I love The Bachelor. It's the highlight of my week every week. But in terms of comedy, I love Trailer Park Boys is so good. I love The Golden Girls. I love Broad City. So I'm a huge comedy nerd. We're all huge comedy nerds.
Okay.
Yeah. And I tend to watch. It's funny because I tend to watch more dramas. I think I like dark, heavy stuff, and really character driven stuff. I've just finished the second season of Transparent, and I cried. I thought it was so beautiful. I think it's brilliant. So why I'm a Game of Thrones fan, Walking Dead. I think is one of the best shows on TV. Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Veep, a goddess of comedy. The joke writing on Veep is so good. Caitlin's cat just sneezed. It was really cute. And so I love Veep. And Bloodline was one of my favorites from this last year, which is on Netflix, and it was so good. We also like murder documentaries.
Yeah, Making a Murderer. I've seen it twice, and I'm on the case. I'm on it. Research, I believe it.
I actually, it's funny that y'all say that because I think I watched it last week, I think it was last week, and I was so into it, I felt like I was a detective or something. I'm no, this isn't right, and this doesn't make sense, and it's just, I was so into it, it's crazy.
It's insane. It's a really well-made documentary.
Yeah. It's really good.
Fast.
Yeah. It's awesome. Let me see. I think I went through everything really quicker than I thought I was going to. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Hey.
Y'all guys are so much fun to talk to because it's so it's so easy to because when I when I've interviewed some of the reality stars, I've only interviewed reality stars, so I've never actually interviewed actresses and actors before. So I was kind of nervous because I'm oh my god, they're real actors, and I don't know what to say to them, and oh my gosh.
Probably
but
real than the reality star. All due respect. You don't have to say anything.
They were most of them I've interviewed. They've been pretty. I haven't done a whole lot, but they've been pretty okay, I guess.
We'll talk more on the phone later.
I know. Thank you. But I think that's everything. So again, I'm sorry about the delays that happened or whatever. But yeah, that's it. Oh, one more question. So is there anything that you want to say to maybe fans that may see this interview of the show?
Yeah, I mean, I just say, like, I mean, it's our first TV show. We wrote, executive produced, and star in it. So we hope you like it. We hope you love it. We hope teachers watch it.
Yes.
We hope teachers get a kick out of it. And tune into TV Land on Wednesday nights at 10:30. 9:30 Central. Follow us on Instagram at Teacher Series or on Twitter at Teacher Series.
Yeah.